emotion.
Welcome, everyone, to the Euroleague Final Four. It'll be coming to you from OAKA Arena in Athens, the home of Panathinaikos. We're playing Game 2 of our semifinal doubleheader here on ESPN. Game 1, defending champion CSKA Moscow taking on Unicaja. Mark Brown along with Hall of Famer Gail Goodrich, and Pepe Sanchez may not start, he may not put up big numbers, but he has been clutch.
He really has. He came up real big in the game 3 and in the corners. Can really shoot the outside shot when it's needed, and he hit a couple of them going down the stretch. This is a guy who's the playmaker and really makes everything go. His numbers are not big numbers, but again, he only plays 21 minutes. He does shoot 53% from the floor for twos. He really just gets this team going coming off the bench.
And they have gotten it going of late. You look at the regular season, they didn't do much there, but they got it going when it counted to get to the Final Four.
They really did. They have come together as a team. They've got a lot of experience on this team. Again, Pepe Sanchez runs the point, and this is a team that's going to have to come together against a real favorite here in CSKA Moscow.
First ever EuroLeague Final Four. Not the case for CSKA, who is loaded and balanced, and Trajan Langdon firing away.
Well, he really is a great outside shooter. He came up real big in Game 3 against Maccabi in the quarters with 20 points. This is his third Final Four appearance. Of course, CSKA won last year, and he was a vital member of the team. He's a guy that they're going to go to and depend on the outside shot. Look at that three-point percentage mark, almost 43%. He's a guy that they will go to, and they'll go to early and try to establish the points beyond the arc.
Well, CSKA, of course, with a storied history, and last year capping it off with a championship in the EuroLeague. This year, where they've kept almost everybody and rolled through the league. Only 2 losses.
Yeah, they have got, again, a lot of experience. And, again, they have played very well as a team. They're looking to repeat from last year.
A record-setting 5th consecutive Final Four appearance for defending champion CSKA. They'll take on Unicaja. The opening tip-off of the EuroLeague Final Four when we come back. Well, looking at the 2 head coaches, Heitor Messina 3 times has been a EuroLeague champion. Sergio Scariolo has never won a EuroLeague title. He is famous, Gail, for his tactical surprises. He really may need to come up with something in tonight's game. His team doesn't have a lot of size.
They really don't, Mark. And they, of course, come into this game as a Cinderella team. But you're right. This is a game in which Unicaja is going to try to up-tempo the game and try to really find a way to attack CSKA's defense. And they are really undersized. CSKA has a tremendous height advantage. I suspect that they will try to go down early and establish that presence on the block. But Unicaja has got to figure out a way to make this a 94-foot ball game, take care of the basketball, and then come up with some clutch shots. They will probably have a small lineup and, again, try to spread the defense of CSKA.
Now, Unicaja is smaller than CSKA anyway, but even more so now with the loss of 7-footer Daniel Santiago a few weeks ago, detached retina and surgery there. They really are not going to put a guy out on the floor who's bigger than maybe 6'8", 6'9", and even the backup for Unicaja and Daniel Santiago has been banged up with an ankle sprain, that being Marko Tusek. He was a very important part of that victory in Game 3 of the quarterfinals, which they were able to win without Santiago, but this is a whole different ballgame. CSKA talented, and they rotate 3 7-footers who play a lot.
Yeah, they really do. Again, I think that CSKA will try to establish early on Smolis down low in the paint area. Of course, then they kick it out, of course, to Langdon to try to hit the threes. One of the interesting matchups, I think, will be when it goes to the 6th man. And we're talking about Papaloukas coming off the bench. Really, in my opinion, the premier point guard in EuroLeague basketball. But Unicaja, of course, counters with Pepe Sanchez. And Pepe Sanchez is really starting to make his mark here in EuroLeague basketball. basketball. Of course, he did play on that championship team for Panathinaikos in 2002, and he returns here in Athens in 2004. He played on that Argentina World or Olympic Championship team. So he comes here with a lot of experience and a lot here in Athens.
So just about ready for the opening tip-off. The defending champion CSKA in their red uniforms with the blue and white trim, and in white, the underdog. And the opening tip goes straight out of bounds and over to Unicaja, who will get the first possession in the Euroleague Final Four 2007 underway from Athens.
Unicaja will look to try to establish something early here to get off to a good start, which I think is very, very important if they're going to be in this ball game come down to the wire.
Marcus Brown has it poked away, but apparently touched it last, and we've got an over and back violation. So a turnover on the opening possession for the Spanish team.
And right away, of course, CSKA comes out with their very impressive man-to-man defense. Let's see if now CSKA goes down low and tries to establish that low block presence where they do have a size advantage here early on. But I suspect they will do that, of course, with the set offense that they are now setting up and trying to run.
J.R. Holden on the far wing enters it down for Smotis. Gale, you said that this was an area where they would go, and they do so immediately. The foul on Jimenez, who's going to have a hard time trying to contain this great scorer. Well,
he is a great scorer, very versatile, big guy. Here you see him on the replay. He really knows how to position his body and gets the defensive team and you know, be able to present a nice target in down low. And right now on the out of bounds, and here they go down low again, establishing that presence. Missed the shot, but we can see the strategy right away for CSKA.
Safrasenko missing inside. He and Smotis and Oscar Torres are starting up front for CSKA as we have a foul on the drive-in. Yuri Welsh for Unicaja is drawing it there. And also, obviously, in the backcourt, we had J.R. Holden and Trajan Langdon for CSKA. So a non-shooting foul there. Cabezas running the point with wings Marcus Brown and Yuri Welsh. Carlos Jimenez, a beautiful pass down low, but the ball was turned over. Ignacio De Miguel, the fifth starter for Unicaja. So a couple of turnovers here for the Spanish team in the early going.
Yeah, not a good sign if you're a Unicaja fan. They have got to take care of the basketball because CSKA does not turn the ball over often. A real operating and well-polished machine here on the offensive end.
Langdon open from 17 feet. Can't get the roll. Jimenez high for the rebound.
Both teams having trouble making the shots here early on.
Marcus Brown missing. Safrasenko rips the rebound.
Yeah, 1 and out for Unicaja.
Ignacio De Miguel for Unicaja, 6'9", the tallest starter. Everybody else 6'7" on down. Up little fadeaway won't go for Holden. Rebound tipped out. CSKA now with an open look. Torres can't hit, so maybe a little jitters here in the opening moments. No shots falling for either side. Langdon out there matched up on Marcus Brown. He's got 2 high screens to choose from.
Marcus, of course, played with CSKA a couple of years ago, and of course, going into this season was the all-time leading scorer for Euroleague. Injured very early on this year and was out for most of the season.
0 for 6. Both teams to start this one. Safrasenko, great position, kicks it out for Smotis, who's got great range for a big man. Hits the 3 to open the scoring.
Yeah, as I said, Smotis, really one of the truly outstanding power forwards in EuroLeague basketball. Played for Coach Messina, has been a Euro champ before when he was in 01 with Kinder.
Oh, Jimenez hits a 3 to answer.
Good look for Jimenez.
And And almost 3 minutes gone, and a 3 on the board for each side. Oscar Torres, a mid-season signee, steps into a jumper and it's fouled. So 2 free throws coming for the Venezuelan star, who has been a great addition to CSKA Moscow. David Vanterpool suffered a back injury, missed all the top 16, all the quarterfinals, but they had a great answer, and they've got a great scorer and a great overall athlete in Torres.
Yeah, they really do. Averages 9, almost 10 points a ball game. And you're right, he came in for the injured Vanderpool, has been a great addition. Came up very big in game 3 against Maccabi, had 14 points and 5 rebounds. He actually averages 5 rebounds a game for CSKA.
Vanderpool obviously did a lot of good things for Moscow, but they have replaced that, what he does, and a little bit more, because Torres can really shoot that 3 ball. And same cannot be said for Vanderpool. Inside, Safrasenko was fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Good interior pass that time by Smotis. Looking to the weak side, taking advantage of the size. Safrasenko goes up here and misses the shot, but goes to the line. Safrasenko, not a great free throw shooter, hits that one, but really only shot 47% on the year. But this guy has come up big. He really complements what CSKA likes to do. Averages 4 rebounds a game, and just really had a nice, solid year.
So a 1-point lead for CSKA. And picking up full court, at least off the inbounds, and then relaxing it just a bit. Under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, sort of token pressure by CSKA. Now it picks up a little tighter, trying to deny passes. Really now putting pressure on the basketball.
Wells gets into the lane, kicks it out. Cabezas for 3, and the lead for Unicaja.
Welsh, nice job drawing the defense as he penetrates into the paint area. It kicks out, and Cabeza knocks down the open jumper.
Moving around the perimeter, now off the screen. Holden, hesitation, now loses the dribble. Gets it back in the screen from Smotis. Firing away. Rebound Brown. He's going to push it up quickly. Cabeza steps into a jumper. And Safrasenko the rebound.
Yeah, he missed the shot, but I like what they tried to do. Holden really had made a difficult shot for CSKA last time down. Not a good offensive possession.
Oh, getting the roll. CSKA comes even.
Yeah, comes back, does take the high percentage shot, gets it to drop down.
Six apiece, under 6 minutes to play in quarter number 1. De Miguel operating in the lane. Oh, somehow puts it down over the 7-footer. So Unicaja not playing scared. Up a deuce in the first.
De Miguel, really a nice move that time. The 6'9" guy with a big body is really successful near the rack. This is his first year with Unicaja. Had a real nice ball game in game 3 against Barcelona with 8 points and 7 rebounds. A nice move. And here comes Papaloukas, Theodoros Papaloukas, the premier point guard in all of Europe.
6'7", so he's got great size at the position, and he uses that in all of his incredible mental skills to find the open man anywhere.
Really a smart basketball player. Unicaja has gone into a 3-2 sort of matchup zone here, trying to slow CSKA down.
David Anderson comes into the lane as well. Great help defensively. Jimenez with the steal. 2-on-3 gives to Welsh, who lays it in traffic.
Boy, give Jimenez a lot of credit. Comes from the weak side on the rotation, intercepts the ball, and then runs the break. Yuri Welsh filling the lane. Really a nice basketball play from defense to translating it to offense.
And there, the easy lay-in inside for Safrasenko.
And credit Oscar Torres for just getting into the lane. Nice pass. It was Torres who really set that up, and Safrasenko with the finish. Still
a 2-point lead for the underdog from Spain.
Look at that good defense there by CSKA. Really causing Marcus Brown to turn the ball over.
Transition the other way, 2 on 3, and laid in for the tie by Trajan Langdon.
And credit the defense that time. Marcus Brown getting a little out of control. Langdon with the finish on the break from Papaloukas.
Cabezas, multiple fakes, little leader. He hits the very much experienced Cabezas, part of the gold medal winning Spanish team from the most recent World Championships.
Yeah, nice shot that time by Cabezas. Really good defense, but better offense by Cabezas.
Catch and shoot won't go for Langdon. Here's that pace. CSKA is back. Cabezas gave up the dribble.
Good patience now by Unicaja.
Welsh on the wing. Poked away and stolen. Papaloukas with a quick hand.
Very quick hands. Now he runs the point here in transition.
Draws a foul on Yuri Welsh. That should be 2 on him for Unicaja. And Marcus Brown going to the bench. Replaced by Bernie Rodriguez coming into the lineup. Vanderspiel, number 22 in red, coming in for CSKA.
And look for Bernie Rodriguez to guard the point. Papaloukas, a real solid defensive player. Great shooter, 6'4". And I look for him to maybe pick up Papaloukas and try to put a little pressure on Papaloukas at the point.
Papaloukas hits the free throw, 70% free throw shooter on the season. And
just an outstanding player. Of course, he comes into this Final Four as the all-time leader in assists and steals in Final Four play.
Reigning Final Four MVP for CSKA, and they'd like nothing better than to do it again. They've made almost no changes to the roster of the team that won it all last year. And in fact, as you briefly mentioned, Gail, they've actually added to it a guy who was on the roster, and David Anderson didn't play after last year's regular season, and he's a guy who's a former All-Euroleague first-teamer. Now he's available and healthy off the bench.
Yeah, and I think he's just come in the ball game here. This is a guy that is 7 feet but can really spread the defense. He's an incredible shooter from out beyond the arc, shoots 50%, and just a nice player. Of course, he was injured last year at the Final Four, so he's really looking to make his mark here this year.
Marcus Faze on the deep 3, won't go. There's Anderson ripping the rebound. Member of the Australian national team. Anderson, a great amount of international experience.
And once again, we see that CSKA has just great balance and great depth, and they stuck with what won for them last year, and of course came in here, had an outstanding year, and probably the favorite here in this Final Four.
Vandenspiegel takes the errant shot from Torres and turns it into a hoop. CSKA up by a deuce. His first basket of the game, now under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Jimenez drives and draws contact. It'll go against David Anderson, his first.
And Jimenez at 6'8" is really stepping up with the challenge. Here we see Vanderspiegel with a good offensive position and the putback.
And there is a look at Anderson.
Born in Denmark, but grew up in Australia.
Has dual citizenship, a member of that Aussie Boomers national team, and a big part of what they hope to do on the international level. Anderson was drafted in 2002, but a second-round pick for Atlanta. In his 9th season professionally and 3rd with CSKA Moscow.
Little full court token pressure here by Unicaja.
Papaloukas still handling out front. Gets inside, fires it back out. Hold it, guarded tightly. Cabezas knocked it away. Jimenez trying to win the foot race. Finds a man, and Faison lays it in.
Really nice work there again by Jimenez. Running the floor and dishing the ball on the break. Good versatility for the 6'8" captain of Unicaja.
This is the way it's got to be, Gail, for Unicaja to have a chance, right?
Yes, they cannot make mistakes. They're playing a very good, high percentage basketball. They've gotten out in the break a couple of times here and have been very impressive here early on in this first quarter.
Jimenez looking for a friend. On top of the foul out there. Contact continued on the way to the basket, but the foul was way out there.
Well, you see here that Unicaja trying to draw the big man out from the basket. And that time they brought out Vanderspiegel. It's Vanderspiegel at 7 feet. Doesn't quite move his feet as quickly out there 15, 18 feet away from the basket.
Vanderspiegel will get back down there on the bench. Cabezas to Faison. They play a little catch, and now Cabezas has it again on top.
And CSKA into a little 2-3 zone, giving Unicaja a little different look.
Cabezas driving into trouble. An offensive foul. He knows that Torres stepped in to draw the foul. And Gail, we do have our answer about the availability of Marco Tusek. He has just checked in wearing number 17 in white. So that's good news. They do at least have one defensive post presence down there with some strength.
Absolutely. Here we see Sabeza just getting a little out of control, going there a little bit too deep, but credit CSKA for closing up the paint area.
Halfway down and out on the Torres three. Unicaja down by one. Chance to regain the lead. Final 20 seconds of the first quarter. Spinning in traffic. Bernie Rodriguez almost got that one to go. And now holding for the final shot of the quarter. Theo Papaloukas. And a whistle. Vitor Messina has something to say to the officials. And now over at the scorer's table, looks like Nikos, it is from Greece, Nikos Bitsilkas. Has both coaches together. Looks like it could be a timing issue. He keeps looking up towards where the clock would be.
I think we have a malfunction of the clock. I think you're right, Mark. Trying to reset it now.
I didn't notice anything in particular. I was paying a little bit of attention to the clock, so we'll see what this could be all about.
Looks like they've put 11.3 seconds back on the clock. CSKA will have a chance here to hold for the last shot of the quarter, leading by one.
And now we're ready, down to 9.5. Still plenty of time. Again, Papaloukas on top. He'll orchestrate everything. Goes to the corner, Langdon in traffic. Fires up a tough one, but it rebounds into the hands of Anderson, who slams it home with a 1.7 left. And that will do it for the first quarter. With CSKA very much challenged by this undersized but scrappy team from Unicaja. And the defending champs from Moscow will take a 3-point lead into the start of the second quarter. This is the Euroleague Final Four on ESPN. Well, look at the first quarter numbers, and as you can see, CSKA with the 3-point advantage. And a pretty good battle that Unicaja is giving them on the boards. Something we may not have expected with the undersized team from Spain. Yeah. Mark Brown along with Gail Goodrich. Second quarter underway. CSKA with a 3-point lead.
Yeah, the numbers are pretty balanced. I think with the Unicaja had 5 turnovers the first quarter versus 2 for CSKA. And that's probably the difference here in this 3-point lead by CSKA.
Langdon firing away and a miss. Rebound, Marcus Faison.
They've done a good job on Langdon thus far, really having trouble shooting from the outside. The guy that's come in to give a big lift for CSKA, of course, is David Anderson. Got 3 rebounds and 2 points there in that first quarter.
Tusek the drive, and Schmotis the rebound.
Tusek really nice, going to the board hard. Looks like his ankle is not a problem here as Tusek showing some good mobility early on.
Pepe Sanchez in to start the second quarter along with Florent Petrus. And The shot from deep, Bernie Rodriguez ties it at 18.
Yeah, Bernie Rodriguez, you're not going to leave him open there outside that three-point range. He shoots about 40%, but he's just an outstanding three-point shooter. CSKA a little slow coming off and defending that pick and roll.
Andrew down low, mid-post for Smotis, and a foul quickly. Florian Petrus, his first.
Smotis very quiet in the first quarter, but looking to establish his good position here. Here we see Rodriguez on the time before, steps out, comes off that pick. No one from CSKA steps out, got a good wide open shot and knocks it down.
Savrasenko with 6 rebounds already. Nice little play off the inbound, but a quick foul, so no basket foul occurring before against Unicaja.
It was a nice little play. Papaloukas really very, very clever. He getting together with Smotis, a little pass and a touch pass right back to him. They do it again. Oh my!
You have to see it. They go right back to it for the easy 2.
Oh yeah, clinic on the out of bounds play. Worked between Papaloukas and Smolis.
Rodriguez off the Petrus screen. Gets it back from Tusek. 2-point shooting numbers. Relatively even percentage-wise. CSKA's got more of them. And a foul on the drive. Again, a non-shooting foul. Bernie Rodriguez trying to make it on penetration.
Here we're going to see the out-of-bounds play. And here with the inbound, the little touch pass right back. No one picks up Papaloukas. He lays it up off the glass.
Incredible. They were running that play. Everybody saw it. You would think they would never go back to it immediately.
That was a practice run the first time.
And they got it perfect. Pepe Sanchez on the breakdown. Sets up Tusek. Big, strong guy. Loves to shoot the 3. That one wasn't even close. Sanchez steals it away. That's something he did better than just about anybody in NCAA basketball history in his time at Temple University under John Chaney.
Well, he's got great quick hands, gets a lot of deflections, is always around the ball. Some players that just, he finds the ball. And look at the little behind-the-back pass. Just very natural point guy who's a very good passer.
Faison misses the pull-up. Smotis the rebound. CSKA really starting to now control the backboards.
And Smotis just a nice block out and aggressively goes after the rebound.
Down low, Savrasenko to the left hand and drops it in.
Again, CSKA really taking advantage of that size. Good patience here, working the ball low. And gets the easy 2 with a little left-handed hook.
Sanchez had some room, but it's going against the 7-footer. Takes him to the hole. Can't hit, but the tip back is there for Petrus.
Sanchez showing great patience that time. Got the screen, got the switch on the pick and roll, and this just went right by the big 7-footer.
Here's a rebound story. CSKA with a 2-rebound advantage. Seems like more. Torres gets into the lane, gives to Smotis, down low, jump hook, back iron, rebound, Petrus, and a foul on CSKA as Oscar Torres reaches in.
Yep. We're going to see a little rebound, a replay here. There's the good rebound and the reach in. Easy call by the official.
Oscar Torres picking up a couple fouls here in the early going. Spent 2 seasons in the NBA. Did a reasonably good job with Houston. Averaged about 6 points a game there in 2001-02. And then the following year only played 16 games with Golden State. And coming in the lineup now for CSKA, Dakar Pashutin, who doesn't get a whole lot of playing time. 6 minutes a game and only 14 ball games. But he is in right now to guard Pepe Sanchez. Defensive substitution here, perhaps.
Unicaja, I like their poise and their patience. And they're only down 2 here early on, but they really are taking pretty good care of the ball. And of course, just as I say that, they turn the ball over.
J.R. Holden in transition. Foot inside the line. It's a 2 and a 4-point lead.
CSKA taking advantage of that turnover in transition. But Unicaja comes right back for another 2.
Bernie Rodriguez has made a big impact coming in off the bench. Got 5 points.
Well, he He is an offensive-minded player, averages 11 points a game. He's got good quickness, just a nice, smart player.
Low block for Smotis, working against Tusek, draws a crowd, fires to the wing. Nobody was there. The shooter grabbed it. And a shot clock violation on CSKA.
Unicaja doing a nice job defensively of packing in the defense when the ball goes in at the post play. We're going to see the last basket here. The shot by Langdon on the break in transition. The pull-up.
So we've got a timeout on the floor at OAKA Arena in Athens. Game one of the semifinal between CSKA Moscow and Unicaja. And, of course, later on today, we'll have the second semifinal. And we knew the one we're doing now would be good. But the next one, Panathinaikos from Athens, playing on their home floor, will take on Tau Ceramica. This is anybody's ball game. And it should be a great one. We invite you to join us. Just keep it here on ESPN all day long. Euroleague Final Four action, 2007 edition, as we peek into the huddle of Sergio Scariolo and now Itor Messina.
Well, both coaches, of course, want to talk to their players and get the intensity up. Both teams playing, got to play aggressive style of ball. But Unicaja, I think, early on here is really making some noise and hanging right with CSKA. CSKA, every time they try to go inside, Unicaja seems to really pack it in defensively. And CSKA looks a little out of sync offensively.
Trajan Langdon, double figures, 10 of his last 12 games. You'd expect that out of him. Also, spent a reasonable amount of time in the NBA. 119 games for the Cavaliers. Shot it very well there as well. No surprise, it's what he does best.
And he really can shoot the basketball. Of course, had a great career at Duke and was one of the 11th pick and overall pick in the NBA draft back in '99.
Pepe Sanchez misses on the three. Not a great three-point shooter, but in the must-win game 3 of the quarterfinals, he was outstanding, including a game winner with about 7 seconds left. Now a foul and a post-up. Savrasenko was the target, and Tusek commits the foul.
Yeah, there's the kick back to the weak side. It's out of position here. The bump by Tusek. CSKA trying to go inside, establishing that post position. They've got an advantage on the height.
Smotis missing from three-point range.
And CSKA continues to have trouble shooting the basketball from the outside.
Just 1 for 5 from three-point range so far in today's ball game. Tusek, rejected by Vandenspiegel.
Good defensive effort time by Vandenspiegel.
He's one of the top shot blockers in Euroleague, averages 1.3 per game.
Well, CSKA is really all about defense. I mean, they have really come into here as one of the top teams, and one of the reasons is everything starts at the defensive end. Here we see this nice little pick and roll to the basket, but help from the weak side. Vandenspiegel just comes over, gets all ball, gets a little bit of the body afterwards, but the officials will let that go.
2-point numbers pretty good for CSKA. Unicaja, though, below 50%. There's the steal. Faison and hammers it down on top of Holden to tie it at 24.
Great anticipation by Faison here. Steps into the passing lane and just takes it coast to coast for the two-handed dunk. We'll take another look. Look at the anticipation, the good deflection, and then he's off to the races, coast to coast.
David Anderson now back into the lineup. You see him there, number 13 in red. Comes out, gives it back. Wants it in the post-up. On Jimenez, double team comes, got to go somewhere. Still 9 on the shot clock. Langdon breaking it down and pulls up inside the arc. Can't quite get it going here. The 4th rebound of the game for David Anderson.
CSKA continues to dominate on the offensive boards here.
And now a foul. Pepe Sanchez doesn't like the call. And he is right in the face of Sasa Buko. Got to be careful here. And he just got teed up.
Unnecessary technical that time by Pepe. Didn't like the call. But you got to keep your emotions to yourself here. You got to stay in this game. He doesn't understand. He keeps asking why. He's going to lose this argument, and he better be careful.
Oh, pointing in his face after picking up a tee. That's definitely pushing your luck. So the technical foul on Pepe Sanchez, a fine player from Argentina. In the basketball trades section of that country, Bahia Blanca. And he's represented them extremely well. A couple of brief stints in the NBA. After an outstanding collegiate career, Langdon hits the technicals as you would expect. He's a 94% free throw shooter.
Yeah, that's a costly error that time by Sanchez.
Zakhar Pashutin continues to be in the game now for CSKA Moscow. Boy, plays sparingly throughout the year, but Messina going to him. And we've got a walk on the drive-in from Langdon.
Yeah, Langdon trying it a little bit too much. Coach Messina says, pass the basketball. Let's move. Here we go in. A little shuffle step. A little hesitation. Good call by the official. Coach Messina wanting more movement, wanting more passing of the basketball and a little bit less one-on-one.
There's a turnover story in the second quarter. 4 CSKA turnovers. Another drive for Sanchez. A wild shot going to his right.
A little out of control.
Holden bouncing. Almost lost it on the far side. Still 13 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to set up a play. Langdon in the corner. And Spiegel now screens for him. And a foul. Florent Petrus was helping out, hedging the screen, and picks up the personal.
Nice call by the official. Petrus a little slow on the step out.
So a 2-point lead for CSKA with 2:45 to play in the first half. This is the Euroleague Final Four on ESPN. Well, it has been a very competitive first half. The prohibitive favorite in this game, you would think, coming in, the defending champs of CSKA Moscow with a great talent, a great balance, and an undermanned Unicaja team missing its 7-footer, but have battled all the way. No big scoring standouts just yet. The 6 points from J.R. Holden are the most on either side, but good balance to be sure for CSKA.
Yeah, both teams really are teams, and that's why they're here. They do depend a great deal on their balance. Both teams have a lot of depth. Unicaja, of course, is a little bit under the weather with the injuries and with Santiago, but you can see that the scoring has been balanced, and I think that's pretty indicative of each team and the characteristic of each team.
7-footer Savchenko and Anderson dominating the boards right now for CSKA. Nobody within close to their heights, and they have been aggressive about getting to the backboard. Trajan Langdon, meanwhile, at the free throw line. Mentioned his 94% from the straight. Oh, and perfect timing as we jinx him.
He's pretty much automatic there, and that was a miss here. Just as we say, he's outstanding, but he really is a good shooter, and just an outstanding shooter.
So Langdon gets 1 of 2. For a 3-point CSKA lead, coming up on 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. Ernie Rodriguez gives to Tusek, sees a lane, takes it in, and is fouled by Vanden Spiegel, who really closed that off very nicely, but apparently created the contact.
We'll take another look. There's a little push there. Not much, but just enough for the official to give him a call. Vanden Spiegel, of course, wanting the no call. That's the second one here in this first half. CSKA now in a little 2-3 zone. They go into a zone when you take the ball out of bounds underneath the basket.
Carlos Jimenez spinning in the lane. Somehow it got in the hands of Tusek, but not for long. Another turnover for Unicaja. In the second quarter, they've been a little cleaner with the basketball after a few in the first. Holden short on the corner jumper. Tusek the rebound.
Yeah, Unicaja, I think, will live with Holden taking that outside shot. Holden, of course, going more as a defensive player than offensively.
2 in a row, turning it over. If you're just joining us, this is Euroleague basketball. The Final Four from Athens. Mark Brown along with Hall of Famer Gail Goodrich. Glad you could be with us as Theo Papaloukas takes what they give him, and it's a 3. He's got 7 points off the bench.
And Papaloukas making his presence felt, as he always does. He is just a solid player that understands the game, lets the game come to him.
Largest lead of the game for either team. Again, great defense. And now the speed of Holden as he drives by, but fouled. No basket. The foul before committed by Marco Tusek.
Yeah, and Unicaja having trouble taking care of the basketball as they did in the first quarter. They've now turned the ball over the last 3 times down. They're in the penalty. Holden will go to the line.
And now 2 fouls on Marco Tusek. We have Unicaja going to the bench once again. Marcus Brown replacing Marcus Faison. Brown at one point in time was the all-time leading scorer in Euroleague history. He was eclipsed by Luis Scola at some point during the year. Brown missed almost the entire year and has come back here for the key stretch run.
And just a couple years ago, really was part of that CSKA team.
Yep. From 03 to 05, so 2 full seasons as they fell just short, but part of this 5 consecutive Final Four run, the most in history that CSKA is on now. Tusek left alone, and the lefty shooter just missing on the 3. 7-point lead for CSKA inside a minute to play in the first half. Papaloukas hit the back underside of the backboard on the pass, so a turnover.
Unicaja has a chance here to get 2 shots for 1 going into the half.
Drive in, lefty shot won't go for Rodriguez. 36 seconds. Papaloukas the other way, doesn't need nearly that much time. Langdon just can't buy a hoop from outside, but he's got the rebound. Papaloukas with 25 seconds left. And now Anderson looking for a friend, finds Holden.
And they will reset and work for 1 shot.
But a 4-second differential. Game clock to the left and just to its right, the shot clock. Anderson in a post-up goes for the turnaround. He's got a wonderful touch from there and beyond, and he gives CSKA the 9-point lead. Still time for Unicaja for a little desperation shot, but a foul first before the shot could be attempted by design, I believe, by J.R. Holden.
Yeah, I think so. I think it will be Unicaja's ball out of bounds. A nice smart foul with just under a second to go. But we see that really CSKA starting to open this game up. We're taking advantage of the turnovers. And here's Papaloukas, slow on the switch out. And Papaloukas makes him pay.
Papaloukas having his normal outstanding game, has 7 points and unofficially 5 steals in that little bit of action. Incredible couple of assists, as we always expect for him.
Well, he always steps up in big ball games, and you know, if you look here at the 3-pointers in the first 16 games of the year, only 26%, but has really come on here of late. And has picked up his game. And if you go back to game 3 against Maccabi, I mean, he was really the leader. Only played 23 minutes, excuse me. And we'll take a look at the replay. There is the switch out. No switch out, actually. The wide open shot. And Papaloukas, who is from Athens and is really enjoying the opportunity to come back here and play among or in front of his home crowd.
Absolutely. Played with 4 Greek teams through the 01-02 season, including winning the Greek League title in 2002 with Olympiacos.
Just a catch and shoot opportunity here.
Oh, beautiful play. They cannot get the bounce, but Marcus Brown had an outstanding look at it. Florent Petrich thinks there was a goaltending. It wasn't particularly apparent, but we'll have to take a look. And the head official, Nikos Pitsilkas, is calling them together here. They want to get it right here in the final moments, and he has waved it off officially. So just as it looked, no basket. Here's another look.
Here's the shot. The wall's up there. Comes here, knocks it away, which you can do in Euroleague play.
Well, a tight first half is now being stretched out a little bit for a 9-point lead for CSKA over Unicaja. Semifinal number 1 of the Euroleague Final Four. Mark Brown along with Gail Goodrich as we take a look towards Game 2, where Panathinaikos will take out Tau. Well, Panathinaikos is advanced in 2 games over Dynamo Moscow. In Game 2, Moscow at home was trying to, well, they were trying to stay active and force a Game 3, and they kept it close a bit early, but Ramonas Siskauskas has the touch.
Yeah, he really was the MVP for the month of April. Did a great job in the quarters and just an outstanding shooter.
Roberto Yaptokas with the beautiful block there. And it remained a single-digit game at times in the 4th quarter. But CSKA Moscow, Siskauskas doing it with a pass there to Yaptokas.
Yeah, good combination. Siskauskas again, the overhead pass, good look, great position on the lob for the easy 2, and then he steps outside and hits the 3.
Every time it threatened to get a little bit closer, Panathinaikos took care of business. They've been pointing all season long to this. They knew they were hosting the Final Four, and they really put all their assets together to make it happen this year. Solid work in Group B with an 11-3 regular season, and then a very solid 5-1 in the top 16, and then no real trouble taking Moscow out. Dynamo Moscow, that is, out in 2 games for their 8th Final Four appearance.
Yeah, and that record would have, I believe, been better if not for the injury to Michael Batiste early on, where he missed about 6 or 7 ball games.
That's right. All 3 of their losses in the regular season came after that Mike Batiste injury. As for Tau Ceramica, they took on another Greek team. It was Olympiacos, but Igor Rakasevich came out early. Henry Dalmerkant, well, he was trying to keep this one close at halftime with that deep ball, but Tau Ceramica, who is a loaded team, was just too much.
Yeah, they really are, and of course, Splitter gets the easy one, but he's really come on of late, had a back injury early, and seems to be playing at his top of the game here for the Final Four.
Scooney Penn with some quality moves there, and just a loaded side for Tau. They also got great depth in the backcourt. Prigioni, a great playmaker. And, of course, they've got enough up front as well. You mentioned Splitter, and obviously we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the great Luis Scola, one of the fine all-around forwards in the world, really, and clearly a legend already in the making in Euroleague basketball. For Tau, another great regular season at 12-2, untouchable in the top 16, and going forward, they and CSKA have the 2 best overall records.
Yeah, they do, and Tau comes into this Final Four with a 10-game winning streak, but this is a team that is very solid, has got a lot of great depth, particularly at the guard position. They're going to be present some real problems for Panathinaikos.
They've made their breakthrough now in the last 3 seasons, getting to the Final Four. They need to take that next step. It could happen, but they will have to take on the Euroleague Final Four host in a very difficult atmosphere and environment. Panathinaikos from Athens taking on Tau Ceramica in semifinal number 2 of the Euroleague Final Four. Check the time in your area right here on ESPN. First half complete of semifinal number 1. And as expected, CSKA Moscow starting to have their way with it. They've broken open a close game for a 9-point halftime advantage over Unicaja. Back with more in a moment. Welcome back to the Euroleague Basketball Final Four. It's coming to you today from Athens, Greece, the home of Panathinaikos, who are playing semifinal number 2. But first, some more business to take care of in semifinal number 1, where CSKA Moscow, the defending champ, taking on Unicaja. This one was a tight ball game early, as Unicaja came out very strong, and a deep three by Unicaja's Bernie Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez did a nice job coming off the bench, giving Unicaja a little bit of lift, but there was Papaloukas on the out-of-bounds play.
And this is the end-to-end action that Unicaja was hoping for. The steal and slam from Marcus Faison tied the game at 24. So it took till late in the first half before things stretched out just a little. Papaloukas hitting a rare 3 for CSKA, who was cold from the outside. Yeah,
and then they go inside, take advantage of the height. It was Anderson on the turnaround jump shot, and CSKA continues to dominate inside. Rebounds 20 to 14, and look at the turnovers. 9 turnovers for Unicaja. That's been costly.
Neither team shooting particularly great from three-point range. Unicaja respectable at 3 for 8, just 2 for 9 for CSKA, but that big advantage inside is definitely starting to wear down this team from Unicaja. We can see if they can make it a little bit tighter of a ball game and not let this one slip away. CSKA Moscow, pretty much their entire team back from last year's defending champion team. And in fact, have a healthy David Anderson this time around. You saw him in the first half highlights, and that, of course, is an important aspect for them. One guy that they are missing, we talked a little bit about it in the first half, is David Vanderpool, a starter who does a little bit of everything, kind of a big guard, small forward, who was part of that championship team. But he went out with injury, a back problem in the regular season, and that has been a big problem for them, or it felt like it should be. But they made a great signing for Oscar Torres, who is averaging almost double digits. Now, on the sidelines today, Vanderpool unable to play, but had a chance to talk.
How do you feel watching from outside?
I'm in a lot of pain watching. I mean, you know, it's difficult to sit back and you know, not have to be watching my teammates fight, and I'm not able to help them right now, but you know, I'm helping the best way I can, trying to tell them about little things I see, and right now it's working for us.
You know, Messina said that last year you and Panov take away the fear from your teammates.
Well, I mean, you know, part of the things about myself and even Panov last season was, you know, one thing we wanted to do was make sure everybody always fought. You know what I mean? And you know, we didn't have all the talent in the world, especially with our team last season, but we wanted to make sure everybody came out and fought as hard as possible. And you know, that's what got us over the hump last year and helped us win the Euroleague championship. And hopefully we can use the same formula and get the same result this year.
What did Messina say in the locker room?
Well, we just got to continue to do a little bit more of what we've been doing. You know, they came out pretty strong against us, and they were able to rattle things in the beginning. But we took what I think was pretty much some of their best shots, and we're still leading. So, you know, right now we have to come out and continue to fight strong and play a little bit harder.
Thank you very much. Good luck. Thank you.
So David Vanderpool in uniform, but not available. And we expect that to be the case through Sunday should CSKA Moscow advance to the championship game once again. 5th consecutive Final Four for CSKA. That is an all-time Euroleague record. And they will look inside the huddle. Theo Papaloukas with the 7 points in the first half that ties his teammate J.R. Holden for game-high honors. Nobody with more than 5 on the side for Unicaja, who had an incredibly difficult time scoring in that second quarter.
Yeah, they really did. They turned the ball over 9 times, as we mentioned already, but they really had a tough time trying to figure out how to attack this CSKA defense. CSKA, of course, you got to give them credit. They play outstanding D, and it's a trademark of their team. Unicaja has also not gotten the ball out in the transition, I don't think, as much as they'd like to.
The guard comparison here. J.R. Holden, a little bit more of a scoring mentality than a counterpart Cabezas. He does have 7 points to 5. Neither one of them with a bunch of assists. You wouldn't expect necessarily Holden to get a lot of assists, average a couple of games. And they're a matchup guarding each other. Cabezas handling the ball now. Unicaja has it to start the third quarter. Good offensive set this time off penetration. Brown missing the three-pointer.
And 1 and out. CSKA continues to do a nice job on the boards, and now will patiently set up their offense and try to get a good high percentage shot, trying to get the Langdon and get him free.
Smotis looking to post up, getting physically pushed out of there and lost the ball. Tusek
Really
might have gotten away with something.
He is getting very physical. That tells me the officials are going to let them play here in the second half. The ball goes off the knee of Smotis, but it's now looks to be getting a little bit more physical here, and I would look for that to happen in the second half as we move on.
Well, got to give credit where credit is due. That, in fact, was Ignacio De Miguel who did the defensive work there and then does it on the offensive end with a 3. Good start for him in the third quarter.
Very good start. Again, he's a player that really likes to be down low, but now we can see his versatility as he steps out and knocks down the 3.
Langdon on the far wing. Gets a screen from Smotis and an open look. No, they're going to wave off the shot. It's an illegal screen by Matas Smotis.
Smotis, he's got to stay still on the screen. Officials sensed a little movement we see here. Boom. Oh, yeah. More like a football block that time. Actually, a nice call by the official. He's not set. He really just lays in to Marcus Brown.
Unicaja down by 7. And rattling in the 3, so some hot shooting from the perimeter, this time from Cabezas. They moved just a 2, by the way, on that last shot on the prior trip for De Miguel.
Cabezas, of course, is a terrific shooter, a very aggressive player. And Unicaja has come out here with some intensity and really stepped up their defensive effort.
Off the long rebound, Yuri Welsh pushing the other way, 3-on-3. Gave it to the wrong man. It was broken up by Langdon and last touch by Cabezas.
Yeah, not a good decision that time by Yuri Welsh. We were on the break. He was in the middle. He should have kept it, come to that stop at the foul line, and then make the decision. A difficult pass, the ball down by the knees. Very difficult for the receiver to do something with it.
So Smotis getting a quick rest on the Moscow bench, having just picked up a foul, and David Anderson in quickly now. Moscow turns it over, and Holden committing a quick foul after that.
And Unicaja has come out, stepped up their defense, stepped into the passing lanes, and really starting to contest the pass. Give them credit. CSKA's now come out a little flat, and we got a new ball game here. Only 4-point lead.
Absolutely. Clearly we got the feeling that CSKA was taking command, but they have not started this third quarter well. And a baseline drive, Jimenez to cut the lead even further. Mark Brownlow with Caleb Goodrich. OAKA Hall in Athens, the site of the Euroleague Final Four. Semifinal number 1, CSKA, the defending champion in red, and in white, the challenger. Unicaja hanging right in there.
Unicaja is just starting to contest pretty much every pass. They're up defensively, and a tough shot that time by Langdon.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yuri Welsh bringing it across. Cuts into the defense, lost control, but a foul on Papaloukas.
Welsh nicely going into the lane here, splits the defense there. There's the reach in by Papaloukas. So actually, it doesn't look like Papaloukas. It looks like Savrasenko that got the call that time.
Third foul on the big 7-footer. Cabezas left alone and hits a 3.
Really a nice play that time by Unicaja. Good ball movement going into the post area. Jimenez turns to the weak side and spots Rodriguez. There's just no pressure. And excuse me, that was Cabezas. Yeah, Jimenez. I'm sorry. And the knockdown of the simple 3.
You're right. It was Cabezas there. Welsh picking up the foul and a chance for a 3-point play. First foul on Yuri Welsh. And whatever ground CSKA made up and started to move away from Unicaja in the final moments of the second quarter, all that momentum has been stemmed, and it's going the other way with Unicaja right back in a third quarter action. The defending champs have a small lead. just had a quick timeout. Heitor Messina cannot be happy with the way his CSKA team has started the third quarter. They built a lead at the end of the second and have given most of it back. Actually saw that lead cut to 1 just moments ago.
Well, you know, Coach Messina really looking for his team to come out with the intensity and the aggressiveness and the focus that they did the first half. You know, and talking with these players who have been now here in Athens a couple of days, every player, almost to a man, has come here with a focus and a determination to repeat, as we see Papaloukas going to the foul line.
Can't complete the three-point play. The rebound is Jimenez, and hands to Capezos, who sets up the offense. Unicaja trailing by 3. Neither team shooting a good percentage at all from the free throw line. Yuri Wells can't get the roll. Here comes CSKA. A great hesitation move by Holden, and he was fouled. Looks like they'll get Marcus Brown.
Holding on the break and really turned on the afterburners here. Like you said, a great hesitation move and a good acceleration. Brown makes the nice foul to slow things down and force the takeout on the side.
And hitting the deck is David Anderson, so it was inbounded for seconds, and Ignacio De Miguel picking up the foul. It's his second, team third. Here's David Anderson. 2 seasons ago, an all Euroleague big man. Last season just played the regular season and was not involved in the stretch run. Had to watch from the sideline with injury. This year's been a big part of things.
Here we see him trying to get position, and really the physical play that time by De Miguel. A nice call by the official. Easy call, just to get a little physical. Unicaja moves into their zone. CSKA trying to pass the ball from the outside around the perimeter. Now they go inside.
Savchenko, great position, and gets the roll.
You allow him to get that kind of position here at 7-1. He just has too much size for Jimenez, and they just turn and shoot over him.
Heitor Messina may have reminded his team that they have a major advantage down low. Yuri Wells misses the 3, long rebound. Back to Unicaja. Fresh 24.
Unicaja only down 5 here. Got to try to get a good high percentage shot.
De Miguel, the set shot from 3 won't go. Rebound Papaloukas.
I'm not sure that that's what you want. It's Miguel out there shooting that, De Miguel shooting that 3-pointer on a consistent basis. He belongs in down low on the block.
Papaloukas operating against Welsh, goes inside. Savchenko, spinning shot won't go, and touched it last over to Unicaja.
What a good look though by Savchenko, and Papaloukas really, as the defense relaxed, spots him, quick pass inside, and Savchenko, nice shot, just didn't get it to drop. Here we see him, nice spin move, the turn, the little contact, no call.
Under 5 to play in the third. Drive and kick. Brown for 3. Rebound Papaloukas.
And Unicaja has got to knock down those shots that time. Brown had the good look, but they're going to get back in this ball game. They're going to have to start shooting the ball a little bit better and knock down those threes.
Haven't scored over the last 2 minutes plus as Unicaja. Behind the Savchenko screen, Langdon couldn't hit, and Papaloukas commits the foul.
Good block out that time by Yuri Welsh. Goes up high. Papaloukas coming from the weak side. A lot of contact. The game is starting to get a little bit more physical here in the second half than we saw in the first part of this ball game.
Now Papaloukas picking up his first personal foul, a couple of assists and 5 steals to go along with 9 points.
And Messina continues to tell his players to pass the ball. A lot of movement. We want to see more movement.
Marcus Brown hits this time from beyond the arc, and it's a 2-point game.
And Marcus Brown coming from all the way from the weak side, moving without the basketball, comes off the pick, squares up, and hits the 3.
It's his first points of the game. They need more from him. 6 for 16 from three-point range. Not a great number, but they're starting to add up. Anderson posting up, goes to that baseline turnaround. He loves it from there.
The guy can really shoot the basketball, takes his time. He knows he has the height advantage there on the post. There's nothing you can do. He can turn and shoot the basketball. Unicaja has got to force him out farther on the block.
Anderson picks up the foul out there trying to hedge on the screen. He's got 2. Look at some of the hand fighting going on up the court. And there, another look at the foul from Anderson, his second. And he will go to the bench for CSKA. As will Yuri Welch for Unicaja. Up off the Unicaja bench right there. Bernie Rodriguez getting some last-minute instructions from head coach Sergio Scariolo. Meanwhile, Brown hits the free throw.
Brown, an outstanding free throw shooter at 91.7% on the year. This is a guy that was hurt pretty much the whole season. Only played in 6 games so far this year. But as we all know, is a great scorer with a great scoring mentality. He's coming alive here in the second half.
Played pretty much everywhere you could imagine. Brief stint in the NBA, also France, Italy, Turkey, Russia.
You can
now
say
Spain.
He's got a global presence.
Yes, he does. Turnover, Papaloukas. Ill-advised delivery. Oh, Cabezas! Count the basket. A great play from Carlos Cabezas, who is taking a shot to the face by Oscar Torres.
Boy, you look at him get out there on the break here, and he really runs the floor. He fills the lane, makes himself very attractive, and he gets the 2 because he ran from the back court the whole length of the court, and that good, strong finish. Gets hit, stays with it, off the glass. And Unicaja is right back into this ballgame.
Carlos Cabezas has had an outstanding ball game, scoring the basketball. He's hit all 3 of his three-point attempts. He has a total of 13 points for the game. That's the high number for anybody. The only player in double digits, and a fair amount of fans from Málaga have made the trip to Athens to support this group.
Looks like he got hit in the face there.
And another group in green, be them the Panathinaikos fans, probably wouldn't mind seeing Unicaja win this game either.
You're absolutely right, Mark. And then Torres, of course, has his 3rd foul.
There's some blood coming out of the inside of that left eye near the nose, so he's going to have that taken care of. He will not be able to shoot this free throw.
He goes to the bench.
It's a finger or a fingernail in the eye is probably what it was. Looks like some scratches on the nose as well. So Pepe Sanchez comes in to shoot the free throws. That's not bad. Guy to come in. Sanchez, an 83% free throw shooter.
And Pepe, of course, right away goes. He's going to be the guy guarding Papaloukas. And CSKA turns the ball over once again. And CSKA has got to take better care of this basketball. They're going to find themselves on the short end of the stick at the end of this ballgame.
They have surrendered the entire 9-point lead and now trail with 2.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
They clear aside for Marcus Brown.
Quick fire off the mark. Papaloukas the rebound. Going against Pepe Sanchez. I know that's a matchup you like. Smotis on top. They forgot about the big man with range, and he hits a 3.
And credit Papaloukas for running that ball up. Unicaja really is not doing a good job there, getting back in transition defense.
Sanchez, he had to have been hit there by Papaloukas. That ball was 5 feet off the mark.
I know that Pepe sometimes has trouble shooting the basketball from out there, but that wasn't even close. You got to assume that he was hit a little bit on the arm there.
Officials not making that assumption. Nice inside-out work, and Smotis had a good look at a 3 again. Jimenez the rebound, and a player down on the floor in an immediate whistle. It is Bernie Rodriguez who remains on the hardwood. holding that left thigh, perhaps his knee.
Yeah, I think he got a knee in the thigh, and I can tell you, Mark, those things hurt when that happens. I think he got a knee on the pick, on the screen. When Langdon came off the screen, he's got to run that off and keep movement so it doesn't stiffen up.
And tomorrow, that is going to hurt.
Yeah, you look here, see here's on the screen. Look at this, he comes off, the knee goes out, he gets it right on the thigh. That really does hurt. He's got to keep the movement going.
Well, did it affect him there, missing the layup inside?
He looks like he's running pretty well right now, and that's a good sign.
Papaloukas on top for Smotis. Now it's Torres to the baseline and back out. Anderson, patience here and good defense by Unicaja. A stumble by Langdon and a turnover, but taken right back. Well, momentarily Langdon almost got it back. And now Unicaja will set up, trailing by 2 under a minute to play in the third.
And they should look to get 2 here, 2 for 1. 50 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Brown on top, 3 on the shot clock, got to go. Off balance shot will not go, but kept alive, and a 3 on the way. Rodriguez tried to track it down, touched it last. CSKA will have it with 36 seconds left in the third. CSKA with a huge size advantage and a significant but not overwhelming rebound advantage tonight. Papaloukas changing hands inside, the miss.
Good defensive. That helped that time by Tusek, coming from the weak side and really bothered Papaloukas on that drive to the basket.
Shot clock is off. 12 seconds to play in the third quarter. Pepe Sanchez will direct things for Unicaja. Bounces it inside, poked away by Papaloukas. It will remain with Unicaja, but just 4 seconds left. And a timeout on the floor. Unicaja wants to talk it over and maximize these final 4 seconds. Everything counts here with a stake in the Final Four championship game. That'll be 2 days from now. And a reminder, we'll also have the third place game for our coverage beginning Sunday. Check the time in your area of the world. That to be followed, of course, by the 2007 Euroleague Championship. It's a place that CSKA Moscow was last year, beating Maccabi Tel Aviv. And there is that championship game. CSKA trying to repeat for the first time anyone would have repeated in the last couple of seasons. We had CSKA winning last year, and Maccabi Elite had a couple in a row. And now CSKA trying to begin some dominance, and they certainly have the personnel to do it. Ettore Messina brought in to coach this team last year, and in his first season put it all together to win it all. Well, he is an outstanding coach. Of course, he's been to the Euroleague. Well, they've won 4 times. He's won 4 times. But this is a team that really has strengthened their team. And ready to resume action late in the third quarter. Matthias Smotis with 6 points. The fine scoring big man. Just 4 seconds to play in the quarter. And Unicaja will have the basketball. Trying to get up one final shot. Nice play inside. Extra pass. Did they use it? All they did. Put it in to tie the game. Used all the time available. And Bernie Rodriguez closes out the scoring in the third quarter. What a great out-of-bounds play. Great teamwork. Sharing the basketball. You went Marcus Brown back into Sanchez and then to Rodriguez for the layup. So we take a timeout. 3 quarters complete. We're right back where we started. All even, heading for the fourth. Euroleague basketball, the Final Four from Athens. Mark Brown along with Hall of Famer Gail Goodrich. CSKA Moscow is the defending champ. They've got all they can handle from an undermanned and undersized Cinderella squad of Unicaja. Final seconds of the third quarter.
Yeah, the great closeout, such as stepping inside, the good pass, the good layoff. I mean, the teamwork doesn't get any better than that, Mark.
Pulled it all off in the final 4 seconds of the third to tie it at 44. Now underway in the fourth quarter. In case CSKA doesn't realize it, they are in a ball game.
Yeah, they really are. They came out flat in that third quarter and then really let Unicaja back into the ball game. And now they have got themselves a real fight on their hand. It's all tied up. And CSKA only scored 11 points in that third quarter and really turned the ball over a great deal there. It's getting physical underneath. As we see here, Petrus picking up the foul.
Good offensive rebound from David Anderson, his 6th rebound of the game, 6.6 rebounds off the bench for the member of the Australian national team.
And Unicaja once again now goes into their zone on the out-of-bounds play. A little matchup here, 2-3.
Langdon screen from Smotis. Has some room, misses the three. Smotis the rebound and the putback.
Yeah, as often happens when you go into a zone, you then lose your assignments on the defensive end in terms of rebounding. Smotis sneaks in there for the two. And CSKA now has the 2-point lead.
CSKA's yet to play their best, Gail. You get the feeling they can turn it on any time, but they are flirting with disaster here with 9 minutes to play.
You're absolutely correct, Mark. And now they're down 1 as you see the drive into the paint and then the kick out, and Tusik steps up and knocks it down.
First basket of the game for Marco Tusik, and he gives Unicaja the lead. Here's Anderson, kicks it out. Smotis trying to create from on top, draws the whistle on the drive-in. It'll go against Florian Petrus.
Yeah, not much there, but just enough. A little hand check as Smotis tries to drive to the basket. CSKA with their inside-out game.
Inside for Smotis, and just off his fingertips, Papaloukas and he exchanging some words there about the lack of hookup.
Yeah, good idea. The execution wasn't there. Another turnover by CSKA here in the second half. And Pepe Sanchez is running the point. Unicaja being very deliberate here now to get the good high percentage shot. They lob it to Petrus, a little out of control, but back out to Sanchez.
Oh, missing badly on the three, and it'll go over to CSKA. 14 turnovers in the game for CSKA. Obviously a problem. That's something that Unicaja wanted to force them into turnovers. They've been able to do that. They've also hit 4 more three-point shots, though not a great percentage. It has all added up to a 1-point lead with 8 minutes left. A foul in the post-up. Bernie Rodriguez outsized and outmatched inside with Smotis.
Yeah, we see the size here. Look at it. I mean, Smotis is really holding Rodriguez there. Gets away with a little bit of a push that time.
Second foul on Rodriguez. Holden off the inbound, short on the three. Papaloukas the rebound. Holden will catch and fire again. Quick shots, deep shots, and empty trips.
CSKA, I'm a little surprised not being a little bit more patient and trying to go more inside out. Particularly trying to get Langdon on the three, the step out and hit the three, because that's the guy you want taking the three.
Petrus, great position inside, lost it. Papaloukas was there. Here's Holden, goes to the drive this time, hasn't hit a three all day. Anderson, another baseline jumper.
Money in the bank. Steps out, gets a good high percentage shot. Holden creating, kicking it outside. No one there at home on the defensive end, and Anderson knocks it down.
Marcus Brown air ball from beyond the arc. Shot clock was running down, had to hoist it up. You have to credit Unicaja here. They have done a great job. And Carlos Cabezas, after blood was drawn on one of his drives, is back into the lineup. He and Pepe Sanchez in the backcourt.
Unicaja is not going away. They have come out here. They've been very, very competitive.
They got the long rebound and have a chance to regain the lead. Coming up on 6.5 minutes to play. Unicaja has 19 points off CSKA turnovers. David Anderson can continue to make an impact, clearing the board.
CSKA doing a nice job on the boards right now. Holden, Unicaja, just the one shot and out.
J.R. Holden and Trajan Langdon are a combined 0 for 9 from three-point range. Smotis the miss. Got his own rebound. Can't hit inside. Langdon battling. Oh, they're going to count it. Trajan Langdon hasn't hit a three. Now goes for three the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, they really pound the offensive board. CSKA taking advantage of their size and the physical nature of their team. Look at the contact in there. Langdon stays with it, throws it up, gets the call, the roll, and goes to the line.
Into the game is number 24, Unicaja.
Well, that's finding ways. Hector Messina, hey, it's starting to go better. You'd never know it.
He's getting a little concerned, I think, at this point.
And rightly so. Trajan Langdon, shot not falling, finding ways to score, tries to complete the traditional three-point play. He does. He has 10 points. And Unicaja is still right here. 4-point game. Under 6 to play. Foul away from the ball. Smotis locked up with Jimenez, and CSKA Smotis picks up the foul.
Smotis being physical on the weak side, preventing the cut through.
Guarded by Anderson out front. This is Cabezas. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Hoisting the three. Won't go, but kept alive by Jimenez. So a missed three from Sanchez, and now a fresh 24 seconds.
Not a good shot by Sanchez, but Jimenez just did a nice job of tipping it out.
Sanchez has a mismatch with Smotis on him. Instead, looking for Jimenez inside. Shot clock is down to 5. Tusic driving on Anderson, has to take a tough shot. Kept alive. Cabezas. Was he fouled by Anderson? Plenty of contact, but maybe he traveled. Well, we'll clear that up when we come back. A timeout on the floor in the fourth quarter. CSKA trying to hold on in the semifinals. Here's a look at some stats at this point in the fourth quarter. Three-point shooting at 7 of 24. They've taken 24 shots as Unicaja, only 29%, but much better than CSKA shooting from outside. We mentioned earlier 0 for 5 for J.R. Holden for CSKA, 0 for 4 for Trajan Langdon. So.
Yeah, CSKA's really not shooting the three well, and in fact, they've really taken probably some ill-advised shots, Mark. They have a terrific advantage with the bigs down low, and it seems to me that that's the direction they should go. But give CSKA some credit. They have picked up their defense quite a bit here the last couple of minutes. Unicaja struggled to get some good high percentage shots, and you see the second half points that CSKA really has got a commanding advantage there.
Taking advantage of those offensive rebounds and with a 9-2 advantage in second chance points. Langdon drives and kicks. Open baseline jump. Can he miss from the baseline? David Anderson in double digits off the bench.
That was a picture play. Langdon going into the middle, drawing the defense, and Anderson just steps outside 15 feet away along the baseline, and he is really a tremendous shooter from that distance.
Tough drive. Rodriguez changed hands. Papaloukas rips the rebound. 6th rebound on the day for the point guard. Stuffing the stat sheet as always now with a 6-point lead for CSKA. Holding the drive. Langdon has nothing, so they bring it back out. 9 on the shot clock. Papaloukas on top. Langdon has room to let fly. Finally hits a three. And now a 9-point game with under 4 minutes left.
And just like that, CSKA really steps out here and gets the commanding lead. They've stepped up their intensity, they've stepped up their defense, and they are starting to make some shots.
Foul out front as Anderson tried to stop the penetration off the screen.
We're going to take another look. There's the reach out by Anderson. I think that is his fourth. Still, they're going to stay, keep him in the ball game.
Anderson at 10.7 rebound performance. He's hit all 5 of the shots from the field.
CSKA is on a 10-0 run here in the last 3 minutes of the ball game.
Stepping it up when it counts. Face on, around and out on a 3.
And Unicaja has got nothing going offensively right now. Quick shot there by Faison. Papaloukas running a point.
Langdon misses, so still not a great shooting night for him. He has managed to pile up the points, up to 13 now. 4 of them coming from the free throw line. Drive from Papaloukas, finds Anderson. Great block by Tusek.
Good recovery that time by Tusek.
Tusek giving away about 4 inches in that matchup. Turned away Anderson at the cup. Then the drive, and Tusek is denied by Smotis.
And Unicaja right now is having trouble getting any kind of offense going. They're taking some real tough shots, and CSKA has just put the clamps down defensively.
Papaloukas, baseline now. It's Smotis on the drive. Stripped away by Faison. Marcus Brown pushing the other way. 3-on-3. Kicks it out. Cabeza step back 3. Oh, they needed something on that trip. Holden quickly out ahead. Papaloukas ahead of the pack. Hammers it down for a double-digit lead. 2:11 to play. And the defending champs now lead by 11. Well, Gail, we talked a little earlier about you knew they had a chance to turn it up when it counted, and it appears that they have done so.
Yeah, they really have. We see the run out here by Papaloukas. Unicaja had an advantage there. They took a real tough 3-point shot right away, and Coach Messina is very happy now with where his team is at.
CSKA looking to get to the final on Sunday. They're almost there. Come back with the final minutes on ESPN. CSKA Moscow with an explosion over the last minute and a half of fourth quarter action. They're sensing the little killer instinct here.
Yeah, there's the quick shot from the outside. The defense is not back. Papaloukas senses that, takes off, and goes the length of the court.
The 11-point margin at this moment is the largest lead of the game for either team, and what an opportune time for the defending champs to put on the clamps, and they have done so here now. 2 minutes away from a berth in the final. 6:43 and counting that Unicaja has not scored.
Yeah, Unicaja just really having difficulty on the offensive end now. Even the shots that they should be making, they're just not falling. But CSKA has put the clamps on defensively. They have really stepped up the defensive intensity here and have really done a nice job. And of course, Anderson is having a big ball game. He really has been great off the bench and given CSKA a big lift today.
He's got 12 points now. They've all come on medium-range baseline jumpers like the one he just hit right there. Turnover by Brown. Holden pushing it up. No numbers and no need to push it any further. Well, it could be a good moment to salute the tremendous second half of the Euroleague year and great 3 quarters that Unicaja has played against a deep and talented CSKA champion squad. And a foul by Smotis as Jimenez pulled down the rebound.
Well, Unicaja has really been very competitive until the last couple of minutes when CSKA has really stepped up the pace. We see here the foul on the rebound by Smotis. Jimenez with with the nice block out. But Unicaja has been undermanned or undersized at this point. They played very, very competitive. They just have struggled offensively here late in this fourth quarter, and it's been all CSKA the last couple of minutes.
A very tight first quarter. It was eventually won by CSKA Moscow, and then the defensive clamps in the second and fourth quarters have been such a key. Finally, another miss from David Anderson, showing he's not perfect from the field.
And Unicaja has only scored 3 points here in this fourth quarter, Mark.
That's
I mean,
incredible.
It really is incredible. It's like they ran out of gas at the end of this third quarter, and they're starting to celebrate here. The fans that have come down from Moscow for their team, they're starting to sense the victory, and of course another opportunity in the championship game and another opportunity to repeat from last year.
Papaloukas coming out of the game, saluted by the fans, and then some. Obviously, the fans that are from Greece in attendance here remember his greatness and his greatness with the national team as well. So a three-pointer makes it 6 points in the quarter for Unicaja. I'm sure we'll find that that is a record for futility in a quarter from Euroleague Final Four game. Mashutin getting a hoop to add to it, make it a 12-point game, and the final seconds ticking away. Unicaja's great run is over as the Cinderella team, and CSKA Moscow has booked their ticket to the Euroleague championship game 2 days from now. Well, it was a tight one, and it was touch and go for a while, but the defending champs have a chance to repeat on Sunday. We're back with more in a moment. CSKA Moscow saluting their fans after their 12-point semifinal victory over Unicaja. The defending champs are now safely through after a dicey situation against a game Unicaja squad. Mark Brown along with Gail Goodrich, and it was a very tough game. It was a tight game in the third quarter as Smotis hits a three to give CSKA the lead, but they certainly weren't giving it up at the end of the quarter. Great play to end the third for Unicaja.
Yeah, absolutely a great way to close out the fourth quarter. But in the fourth quarter, it was all CSKA. Here the shot and the run out by Papaloukas for the dunk shot. And again, it was CSKA Moscow all fourth quarter. And you look at this and you say, well, Anderson really had a tremendous ball game. 12 points off the bench. Papaloukas, 11 points off the bench. And good balance there by CSKA.
So 3 players in double digits for CSKA. Trajan Langdon leading the way in a game that neither team shot the ball very well, but it was the great defense by CSKA in the final quarter to stretch it out and preserve a spot in the championship game. Once again, the defending champs safely through. For Gail Goodrich, I'm Mark Brown. So long for now. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Unicaja's Cinderella run is over, and CSKA, in their quest for a repeat, are still alive, heading for the championship game.